Hey guys, thank you for joining Ricky's Corner episode 4. I want to talk about today sports. And not just about sports. As you guys know, I like to go more into the actual substantive things relating to sports, politics, and current events. So today about sports, we're going to talk about the fact that we need more diversity in baseball as we celebrate Black History Month. Now, my friend pointed out to me, he was like, you know what, Rick, you should talk about the All-Star game, and the fact that it's in North Carolina, Charlotte, Michael Jordan's, backyard, so to speak. And that's great. We could talk about the All-Star game and, celebrate that, the beauty of the game and what it means to Charlotte, North Carolina, and just blowing up the Jordan brand. And that's something to celebrate, absolutely. That's a wonderful thing. As you guys know, I love Michael Jordan and everything he's done for the sport. And as we celebrate Black History Month, that's a big time thing. As Jordan is really, he's the only African-American owner in basketball, But I want to focus a little bit more on baseball. To the core, I'm a baseball fan. I have been since I was about 12, maybe younger than that. And I want to talk about particularly the fact that we need more diversity in baseball. One of the great trailblazers, one of the great pioneers in baseball who's truly was underrated was Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson, who recently passed, he was truly a trailblazer for the game of baseball. When he retired from playing, he was 4th all-time on the home run list. Now he's down to number 10. But he's the only player to win an MVP in both the American League and the National League. That has never been done since. And Frank not only was a great baseball player, but he was also the first African American manager. And that's really what I want to talk about. He was the first African American manager to coach a Major League Baseball team. And today, we really haven't made that much progress. And this was back in 1975 when Frank became the first black manager. He did go on to coach 3 other teams besides the Cleveland Indians. And that was a great opportunity that the Cleveland Indians gave him. And Frank did become a manager of the year. He did win an award for being manager of the year. But, a lot hasn't been done since. And this also takes us to the current, right, which is what I want to talk about. Currently, baseball is made up about roughly 30% Latino. It's roughly 6-7% African American, maybe 2% Asian. And yet there's only four people of color who were managers of baseball last year. You had Alex Cora, who was the first Puerto Rican, and I believe the first rookie to win a World Series. You had Dave Roberts, who is also a person of color, half black, half Japanese, I think, half Asian. And that was back-to-back appearances for him, bringing the LA Dodgers to the World Series. So much kudos to him. And I think he also had Dave Martinez for the Chicago Cubs, and I think Rick Renteria for the Chicago White Sox. 4 out of 30 Major League Baseball teams. That's what, 13%? We got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. And also, this brings up a big question of mine. African American players made up to about 19-20% back in, I believe, in the 80s or early 90s. Since then, the participation for them has gone way down. Right now, as of last year, 2018, they made up about 7% out of all the Major League Baseball players. And again, just maybe in 93, I believe it was 17%. And I believe their high was about 20% in 1981 or so. So from that to 7%, what's happened? And again, this is something that, as we celebrate Black History Month, comes to my mind. I mean, black players have made great contributions to the Major League Baseball game. So that to me is troubling, right? Are we not putting enough funding and resources in local communities And that's why we have everybody going to basketball and to football. So that's something to think about. But again, diversity. We need more diversity in the game of baseball. And as far as owners, the only one that comes to my mind, well, actually, there's a few. So you got Derek Jeter, okay, who's an owner who has a stake in ownership of the Florida Marlins. He's like a CEO. Okay, so he's the face of the Florida Marlins organization as they rebuild. So you know I'm rooting for Derek Jeter, even though he was a Yankee. But anyways, you got Irvin Magic Johnson. That's right, that's Irvin Magic Johnson from basketball, who also has a stake in ownership in the LA Dodgers. So, you know, I know Magic and what he's done in the past, and he's bringing that passion to the game of baseball. And we have Arturo Moreno, I believe. He's the owner for the Los Angeles Angels, excuse me. So those are the owners in Major League Baseball. So we need more owners. We need more people, you know, executive positions, right? And not just baseball, basketball too. Basketball, like I said earlier, has only one NBA owner who's black. A person of color, and that's Michael Jordan. So I leave you guys with that thought, you know. So I encourage you guys to, you know, maybe create an account at ESPN. You know, go ahead and make some comments on ESPN, on Twitter, on Facebook. You know, support your favorite teams, support your favorite players, because that's really important, right? Sports has been a great bridge in bringing equality, just like in the military. But we need more of that, and that's my point here. Also want to make a couple of quick recommendations. I want you guys to check out the book of the week, which is Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale, something that we started in the book club at work. Basically, it's a dystopian society that's just really, truly messed up, let me tell you. Basically, the society has been taken over by religious zealots. I mean, the extreme religious movement. They've taken over, and they've created this world where basically everybody is repressed. Especially, and you girls, are you women listening? Especially the women. The women in this book totally repressed, totally oppressed. And it's scary to think about how if we don't pay attention, changes could be made in such a manner that actually brings back the progress that women have made back, all the way back. Because that's what this book is basically about. Plus also, you know, there seems to be some kind of climate change type of situation in the book too. So check it out. It's really, really interesting. My takeaway really quickly is we got to be more aware of the government, of our leaders, and hold them accountable and be involved and participate, because you can never know how quickly changes could be made that could be in the worst type of end you can think of. Other than that, I want to thank you guys for your patience. Sorry I haven't been able to make so much more episodes. You know, my daughter had a situation, and as I was telling one of my colleagues at work, she was like, you know what, maybe you should make this into a series or an episode of The Modern Man. God almighty, the modern man, a parent, and all the things a parent goes through for his children. So anyways, that's a long story. I don't know if I'm quite ready for that, but that is something to think about in the future. Other than that, I want to make sure you guys are always in the loop. Make sure you guys are always listening. You guys are always seeing, and make sure that you know what's going on, because that's what it's all about, right? Know what's going on. All right, guys. I want you guys to have a great day. Enjoy your Sunday. And by the way, happy late Valentine's for everybody. I want a special shout out to my wife, my daughters. I love you guys. And of course, all the ladies. You girls are beautiful. All right. Peace out.